What's going on, boxing fans? Julian Williams with the distance. Got a fantasy matchup for you guys today. Welterweights, Felix Trinidad versus Miguel Cotto. Pretty decent fight. Felix Trinidad, former welterweight champion, won the championship in 1993 after defeating Maurice Blocker. Held the championship until like 99, 2000. Dropped it after the fight with Del Hoy so he could move up in weight. I believe he was struggling to make 147 pounds or something like that, but either that or there was more money in the heavier divisions, and 154 being heavier, it isn't much heavier, but overall Felix Trinidad was a great fight. I loved the fight. You could tell by how he fought that he just simply loved the fight, and unified the two of the welterweight championships, and overall very skilled, and I did believe very technical fighter, and sometimes we would see those spurts of aggression from Felix Trinidad, but me, I didn't really see it much until he got to 160 when we saw the match against William Joppi, a match when he took him out fairly early in the fight, and actually tried to take him out early. It's one of my favorite fights to watch. And then you could tell his heart, the kind of heart that he had, was against David Reed when he got off the canvas a couple times, got up and got the victory towards the end of the fight. But at the same time, David Reed by no means was ready for that fight. I don't care what anybody says. David Reed was just. And on top of that, he had eye problems, but I'm not making up an excuse, but I just don't think David Reed was ready for that fight. But overall, Tito Trinidad, great fighter, had a lot of heart, and pretty much, as I mentioned, loved the fight. Miguel Cotto, another fighter out of Puerto Rico, loves the fight. Comes forward, has a really good body attack, knows how to apply pressure, and and other than that, he's shown to box very well. Aside from the being kind of a vicious body puncher, he's shown the ability to box as well as the ability to apply pressure. So we've seen some interchangeability within Miguel Cotto's style, and stuff. So anyway, in a fight like this, I kind of see Miguel Cotto coming forward in this fight with Tito moving around. Tito Trinidad was a slow starter. We've seen that in the Del Hoya fight. We saw it in the David Reed fight. He was a slow starter, but there are times that he did start and pick up very fast, like in the David Reed fight. I believe in the first round of the Pernell Whitaker fight, he did kind of start that a little bit slow, but in 2 and 3, he started to really pour it on, and so forth and so on. Tito Trinidad was a slow start, so I think that Miguel Cotto would come in and take the earlier rounds. I think he'll take the earlier rounds using body shots, using pressure. I think Miguel Cotto does a very good job of cutting off angles and cutting off the perimeters of the ring. Does a good job of that when he wants to. And other than that, Tito Trinidad, I did think he did a very good job of avoiding punches and moving around the ring. He moved pretty much to his left quite a bit, off the ropes. He didn't necessarily fight off the ropes, but he would get himself stuck, but he know how to kind of maneuver out of the ropes. He would use his left jab, and then he'd move, right after he threw it. So the fighter, would pretty much maybe anticipate a follow-up right hand or a right hook, but he simply just moves. That's what Tito Trinidad did. But I do see Miguel Cotto coming in, maybe rounds 1, 2, and 3, going to the body, pressuring, and coming forward, and kind of coming at angles. I do see him trying to cut off angles as well. But rounds 4 through maybe 10, I do see Trinidad slowly but surely pouring it on. Throwing his jab, following up with a big power right hook, or following it with a big power left hook. He could, a lot of people, I do believe his primary punch was a hook. I don't remember if it was left or right, think it was the left hook. It was either, yeah, it was the left hook, I believe. Maybe it was the right, but whatever. But his primary shot was that hook, and I've seen him knock people out with the left hook and the right hook. And he pretty much, I've seen he has power in both hands, and as I mentioned, he loved to fight, and on top of that, he could set up the knockout. He knew how to set up the knockout, and he had strong finishes. You know, just look at the Vargas fight. Very strong finish in that fight, when he, when he knocked him down. And I think that he did get off the canvas in that fight as well. But he does finish fights very strong, and he picks up and he slowly builds up, and he gets stronger as the fight progresses. Against Miguel Cotto, Miguel Cotto at times has those rounds where he kind of fades. He kind of fades a little bit, and then he kind of doesn't stick to the game plan, fades a little bit, and opponent kind of catches up, but he does have a round or two, and he comes back, and he starts fighting again. But I think that Felix Trinidad at 147 was smarter. I think he was a smarter fighter. I think that he would keep the range, using his left jab to set up his power shots, and I think that he would get the victory by a very late technical knockout. I think he can knock out Miguel Cotto very late, probably in like the 12th round. I think he can knock him out maybe in the mid to late 12th round, maybe towards the end of the fight. I see Felix Trinidad winning, and I see him. And I'm not gonna say he's gonna be close to the Vargas knockout. I just think that he beats Miguel Cotto. I think he just simply, he's gonna start getting his power shots off. Cotto's probably gonna cut, and he's probably gonna knock him down a couple times. But I think that the movement, the movement using the left jab on the move will be some problems for Miguel Cotto. But anyway, that was the distance. Fantasy matchup 69 coming out with 70 tomorrow. So I'm done for today. But anyway, that was the distance. Thanks for watching. Peace.